Hey everybody, welcome back to Fantasy and Fandoms. We are going to be doing a year-end episode. Woo! And I think how we're just gonna do this, or how we agreed to do this, is just games that we played or things that stood out to us. Or...
Yeah, it's just things that we finished, or just stuff like that for the year wrap up is kind of like what I'm going for.
Yeah, like a year wrap up thing. So. Why don't you start us off?
2020 sucked.
Yeah.
And because of it sucking, that Animal Crossing was kind of like a stress releaser.
It was a getaway.
It was.
It was
literally a getaway.
Yeah, it was like a vacation when people couldn't have a vacation.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of what made it so great, was that people could go to an island and escape for a little bit.
For sure.
When they couldn't go to an island and escape for a little bit.
Yes. And getting the favorite characters too. I still want to get Raymond. I love my cat.
Yeah. I think that you had mentioned too that that's a pretty sought after character too.
Yeah, he is. Was. I don't know. I haven't played Animal Crossing in a while. I don't know anymore.
I wonder what they've changed recently.
Well, I know they added winter stuff to it, like Christmas and stuff, which obviously Christmas is over, so our pumpkins are, I don't know if they would still be there.
Our pumpkins are probably crappy and just... Yeah. I don't know. I was I was going to say moldy something or another.
Yeah,
but
I think so too. Final Fantasy Remake, which you still haven't finished.
Yes, it is a masterpiece. I am so happy with that game.
I like it too.
I'm usually really excited when they have a new Final Fantasy game that comes out because it's a new story. It's fun. It's I'm a huge Square Enix fan. I love all Final Fantasy stuff pretty much. Most of it I love.
But it's a remake, though. This is not a new game.
They made it to where it felt like a new experience.
Yeah, it did. It does.
Yeah, so it's an old game, but a new experience. So it felt like a new story. Even though you knew what was going on, it still felt amazing. So for
sure, yeah. I felt like that. Well, obviously because I haven't played Final Fantasy VII. I knew the details of it, and I've seen some game clips of it, but never actually sat down and played it because I didn't have what I needed to play with.
Yeah.
But yeah, it still felt obviously it was a new game for me. It was still a new experience, and even though I knew who Sephiroth was and who Aerith was and Tifa, but yeah.
Yeah, because you watched what was it called?
Advent Children.
Advent Children. Yeah.
Is it Advent or Advent?
Advent.
Advent,
yeah.
Yeah, and I was still confused about that, but I'm hell, that guy's hot.
I mean, that's kind of the general prospect of most Final Fantasy stories. I feel like people would agree with me.
Hot?
Is that the thing that makes part of Final Fantasy unique is the sense that you're going into a story and you have no idea what the hell's going on. You have no idea what the premise of half of the crap is. Mm-hmm. And that's just expected from a Final Fantasy story. Going into if you watched Advent Children, I feel like you're not too far behind from a starting point of Final Fantasy VII because there's nothing to start from to begin with.
I mean, obviously, Aerith kind of confused me a little bit. I'm who's the girl in the pink?
Yeah.
I had no idea, and then I started Googling. I'm just oh, that sucks.
Yeah. And so there's Genova, and I think a really good example too is Final Fantasy 13, because Final Fantasy 13 starts off as, hey, we're all friends and stuff, and suddenly the end of the world is happening, and all these other crap is happening, and it's this cross-continental war bullshit happening, and then, oh, by the way, now we're in a time skip episode where we go to the beginning of time and the end of time, and it's I'm sorry, what? So you kind of take those kinds of story with a grain of salt, and you just enjoy the ride. I think it's much like a roller coaster in that sense. you don't have to know what every single turn is. You don't have to know every single whenever you're going to hit a hill,
Yeah.
It's unexpected, but it's fun. So you just let yourself enjoy the ride. I think that really explains Final Fantasy pretty well.
I think so too, especially when I'm like watching you play. What is it? The online one, the Shadow
the
Bringers?
MMO? Yeah. Final Fantasy 14. Yeah.
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 I agree with that too because I had a fanboy moment. I love Estinian.
No.
Yes, I love Estinian. And he was like my rival from the beginning of the game, pretty much. Like, people who started off as Dragoons will know this. And so it's kind of a deeper story for me, because I did main Dragoon for the longest time. So when you hit this part of the story, and then Estinian shows up, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Estinian! Like... It's those things that I can appreciate about, 14, because it does have an amazing story.
And you did start that this year, didn't you? Because it doesn't feel like
I
just started it.
Yeah,
or not just started, but it doesn't feel like you've been playing it for a year.
Yeah.
Or almost a year, actually.
Yeah. Probably because it's one of those games where, like, it's constantly evolving. They're constantly adding more stuff. They're putting more story into it, like, every couple of months, It's like Overwatch when they come out with when they used to come out with a new map and they used to come out with new characters. It's kind of like that you get new stuff every once in a while, but it's like a new part of the story. Oh, and you get more dungeons,
Yeah.
And, random surprise, bam, 2 Bs in the game. And you're like, what? Which, by the way, I really want to get to that port because... Again, I've played Nier.
Yes.
And I really want a fanboy over Nier in Final Fantasy 14.
You have to, please. Finish the game. So let's talk about how I finished, finally, Dragon Age and Dragon Age 2.
The trilogy is complete.
Trilogy? Oh, well, yeah.
The trilogy is complete, because you only play the 3rd game.
I did, and I loved it so much. Yeah. I don't understand why people
don't
like that game.
For all of our absolute adoring Dragon Age fans that are going to have critical comments for you, which one was your favorite?
I still think Inquisition is better.
Inquisition?
I still think so. I think
An unpopular opinion.
Probably. But yeah, I like the Inquisition because it feels more of like you're free to do.
It's an RPG. It's more RPG.
Yeah, it is. You still got your story, and it doesn't trail off anywhere. But you got little side quests that you could help your companions do, and you learned a little bit more about them. And I really like that.
Yeah.
Of course, that stuff is still in Dragon Age and Dragon Age 2, but I felt like it was more in depth within Inquisition.
Yeah.
And I just felt like there was more to Inquisition, but. Yeah, I would say Dragon Age Inquisition is my top, and then Dragon Age 2, and then Dragon Age Origins, which I'm really sorry. I'm sorry.
I can see that, yeah.
I love Alistair, though.
Origins was really good. It did hook it for me to where I wanted to see the rest of the stories. So I gotta say, they did a good job.
Oh, yeah.
And as far as, an entry point for
the story is
their
really
series.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will give themselves, credit, even though they've kind of, hit it really hard with Anthem.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Again, that's a huge, disappointment. I won't go into my rant again, because I've already ranted about that on this channel. So I think so. I feel like I have.
I'm trying to think. My memory is so sucky these days that it would have surprised me if you did, and I just don't remember.
Just in case I haven't gone on a rant, I'll go on a mini rant here. They had so much to work with. It could have been such a good story. They had good characters, just dropped off the fucking plot line. They're just whoa. It's like they started off with something beautiful and just said, fuck it. And just stopped caring midway through. And it was so disappointing because it was a good game.
It could have been.
It could have been. Yeah.
It really could have been. And we were, like, sending each other gifts about the sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. We really liked that.
Yeah, what was his name?
Crap.
Something, wasn't it like with an O or something?
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to Google that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to Google it.
We're gonna have to Google that.
You go on to the next one, I'll Google it.
Let's talk about a game that our friend recommended to us this year during the pandemic.
Yes.
Outward!
Outward, yes. That was a great game.
Was a great game, or is it still?
Still is a great game, but we need to commit ourselves to finishing the second story before the third one comes out, which we are getting. That's how much we like it.
Yeah, and to catch you guys up, we do have the newer DLC, but not the new DLC that they just released on the computer. We were playing it on the console. But that's like the Sorrowbean area. I'm like messing the name
I think
up.
it's like, it might be Sorbean. It might also be Sorborian.
Something like that. I'm calling it Sorrowbean because that's just easier for me. But anyway, yeah, we still haven't finished the DLC because we were doing a quest and it took really long and I got like really tired and I didn't want to keep traveling back and forth. And B, Michael's just like, I changed my mind. I'm going to do Punchy Punch. So
Punchy Punch.
So we have to start all over again.
Don't have to start all over again.
We did.
No.
But we did.
Oh my gosh.
We did start over again. Did you find it? Isn't it Owen? I feel like it's Owen.
I think it's Owen, yeah. I think it is.
I think, yeah.
But I actually trailed off slightly. Just on like a random...
Sorry. That's just how he works, though.
Yeah, on like a random tangent moment, because I wanted to see like the reviews for the game.
For Outward or Anthem?
For Anthem.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know.
No.
So, like, we're going to have to make a whole new...
episode.
A whole new episode just reading reviews, because I think this is hilarious. So...
like funny comments, reviews for games.
Yeah, so
that's what we'll do.
Yeah, so like for example, this one, a year ago says, "I feel like I'd be better off with Obamacare."
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah, that's how it fucking starts, and it's like a paragraph long.
Oh my God, that's so horrible. Oh my God, is there anything else?
Oh yeah. Now they want you to use the website so that what I did...
what?
Okay, hang on. This person actually doesn't know how to type, so I'm going to have to find out what they're trying to say here first. Oh, okay, so it's like, now they're acting like they want you to use... Oh!
Do you understand now?
Yeah! This is hilarious, actually!
Oh, God.
They're talking about Anthem, Blue Cross, and Blue Shield, and they accidentally reviewed the video game. Because they're talking about they're better off with Obamacare because they wanted her to use the website because the doctor's not seeing her right away, so they have to use this network hospital, and they said that she gets a letter on Saturday that her surgery's on Monday, and it's not in the network. And I'm like, this is the wrong Anthem. Oh my God, I appreciate that so fucking much.
That's okay. That was beautiful. Definitely save that for a different day.
Oh my God. Yes. Okay. I am going back on the straight path because I could get lost in those. That is hilarious. And the funny thing is that, okay, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield actually was the first, like, search option. So she had to have messed up pretty bad to have accidentally reviewed the game. Here's the best part. The lady's name was Melissa.
I didn't do it.
It wasn't you. No, it was not you.
I would not review Anthem because I wasn't playing. I was just watching. That's different.
Okay.
That is different.
All right, I'm on the wiki. What's next?
Let's start with your slight little small experience on Stardew Valley.
So, Stardew Valley was pretty good. Like, for all the hype that it got, I was like, okay, it's like a 2D game. You know, I'm not I'm not great on the 2D games. Like, they're okay. But I just felt like it couldn't really go that much in depth, because usually when like they're pixelated, they don't have too much story into them, which I was wrong, because it actually does have a pretty good story, and I actually did like it. Yeah.
Yes, and you need to keep going with it. I've been wanting you to do this for a very long time, and you're just like, I'm gonna go back to Overwatch tonight. And I'm just like, we've been playing this game since it came out.
Yeah.
You can play something else.
We should find out, like,
what?
How much, at this point in time.
Oh, how much we played Overwatch?
For how much we've played Overwatch. But more so, how much you've played Mercy. We should explain to them that on our, like, Mercy count, last time we checked, like, it was basically you would have to play for 2 straight weeks in matches, like auto-locking Mercy every single time for 2 straight weeks without breaks. So no, like, going back to the choose a match screen. No, you'd have to play in matches constantly for 2 weeks as Mercy to match her Mercy playtime.
It's probably a little bit more than that, though.
Oh, at this point, yeah, because we checked out like a couple months ago.
No, it wasn't a couple months ago. It wasn't. It was like maybe a year.
No, half a year, probably.
Did you check this year?
I don't know.
Then probably not. We probably did not check it this year. So yes, we should probably do that. Did you find out? Did you sidetrack again?
Yes, it's Owen.
Okay, now what are you doing?
Owen Corley.
Okay.
It took me a long time to find it because, surprise, there's no helpful guides on Anthem. Everybody hates it.
Sorry, BioWare.
Sorry, BioWare. You're a good company, but you kind of dropped the ball on that one. And everybody agreed.
Okay. Why don't you start with your little... your favorite game of the year, Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay, Ghost of Tsushima was...
You were so hyped over it.
A masterpiece.
And you took like 4 months to finish it.
Yes, because it was like fine wine.
Okay,
I had to sip it.
Sorry. Red Dead Redemption 2 is like fine wine, and it's taking you...
No. Red Dead Redemption is a nice aged whiskey. You still have to sip it.
It's been 2 years.
But it's got a
Go
different
back
taste.
and finish it.
It's hard to, since you already have.
How is it hard to?
I don't know.
Because I told you what happened?
Yeah.
It still fucking hurts.
You just want me to get there so you can watch me cry.
Yes. I'm a masochist at heart. I want you to feel my pain and be like, yes, yes.
It was... Yeah, there's a lot to that game that I really would like to finish, because I am a big Western fan. Like, I could read...
Yeah, you are. You know, I totally forgot about that, because you have, like, tons of Western books, but yet you're not a reader. That's my point. You can start shit, but you can't finish it. That's you in life.
No, because I finished Ghost of Tsushima, and I was disappointed, but I still finished it.
Freaking forever.
It's not whether it takes it forever or
but
not.
It does.
It's if it was a good game. And it was a good game.
So you could go back and finish Red Dead.
Game of the year 2020 should have gone to Ghost of Tsushima. I will say it.
We have not played the other one. We haven't played the other one to make a good statement on if we are right, or not if we are right. Yeah. If we think Ghost of Tsushima should have took it, or should have gone to the sequel. We don't know.
Yeah.
We still need to try it out, but we still need to finich The Last of Us, so we know what the heck is going on.
Well, now that it's Game of the Year, I doubt that it's going to be going on sale anytime soon.
No. It was on sale over Christmas, or like after Christmas, because it was like down like quite a bit. It was on sale.
Yeah, I still just have to say, like, as far as games go, I don't know. I would give it a try, but I am very, very hesitant of it.
Yeah.
But you still need to finish the first one.
Again, I was at this one point where I kind of panicked a little bit, and I think I ran out of bullets, and I don't know how to make bullets, and I just like panicked.
That's kind of like how you were in Death Stranding, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because you were like at a part with the mules.
The fucking mules. Yeah. Yes, I hate those motherfuckers.
I hate them too, as far as it goes, because they're assholes. But I don't like the Vogs. Fogs are worse.
Yeah, you started Death Stranding this year as well.
Yes, Death Stranding was amazing.
I got you into it. I'm so happy. No fetus.
I do have to say, Death Stranding was probably one of my favorite games, just for the sense that
it was a good story.
It was such a good story.
And
Plus,
it's a bit sci-fi, which is kind of like right up your alley.
It's got the sci-fi. It's got a deeper meaning to it. Like, there's just... It's also calming. It's like relaxing. It's like a nice getaway. And then crap happens, and you're like, I don't want to be here.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah, but it's still pretty nice. Like, no point in the game did I ever find myself saying, "Well, this is like so difficult to the part where like it's stressful." Because I really wouldn't say that any point in the game was stressful for me, except for one part. I would say was stressful for me.
I don't know, because like obviously the mules was like the hard part for me, because you had to be like a little bit stealthy. You had to plan stuff out,
but see, that's my forte. I'm good at that.
You're good at stealth. You're not good at planning. I am planner.
Good at planning. Did you see my route that I took? S's. I got nothing but S's.
No,
S rank.
You did not
all day.
You played all on day. Like normal anyway.
No, so. I didn't play on easy though.
We didn't play on hard.
You were playing on easy.
And
you still couldn't beat it. No, I mean, like, honestly, when encountering the mules, I can tell why it was hard for you, especially in that one spot, because there's no good way of stealthing that.
Yeah.
It's like, you're gonna get caught, and you just have to find a good exit plan.
Yeah.
Like... That's the whole thing, is try to get in as quiet as possible and try to get out as quiet as possible.
But the bee people start crying because it's stressed out, and I was like so concerned about the baby.
Yeah. Baby's okay. He'll make it.
Yeah. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
I like Death Stranding, but I don't think I could play it. Except like I can, but just not the mules crap. Yeah. I hate the mules. I could deal with the BTs. But that's it.
Yeah. The one part that I would say that I felt actual stressed, because again, most of it's was pretty chill for me. Like, majority of it was really chill. There was a couple portions where I had to pay attention and be aware. Mm-hmm. Like, even when I was getting attacked by like 3 gigantic things, I was like, oh fuck. Mm-hmm. But at no point was I like frustrated.
Yeah.
It was still just like, okay, keep calm. You can get out of this. You just have to focus on what you're doing.
Right.
The one time that I did feel like some stress was at the very end when I had to.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert!
Don't say spoiler alert. Don't say anything.
Why?
Just don't say anything. Just don't say it.
Okay, fine. Then I'll summarize. It was the last fucking boss, because it was an asshole, and it was gigantic, and I hated it.
There you go. See, no spoiler alert there. Good job, honey. Spoiler alert. Michael likes to spoil things.
She's gonna rein me in and make sure I try not to.
Yeah, so that's why I was just like, whoa, hold up.
That was hilarious when I spoiled Detective Pikachu.
To our friend. Yeah, and he's just like, I haven't watched it yet. But see, here's the thing that I'm just like not connecting. Okay, so at that part, you tell him, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I haven't seen it yet. And you're just like, oh. But he doesn't say, but how does that happen,
Because it's Pokemon. Like,
no, it's not Pokemon.
It's a fantasy universe.
That never happened at any time in the Pokemon universe. But now it happened? It don't make no sense. But speaking of Pokemon, did you hear that in the next Pokemon movie, they're actually going to reveal Ash's dad?
Really?
They're going to reveal him, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, we're gonna find out who Ash's father is. I know. I'm not gonna watch it though, so you can tell me.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off if it's Professor Oak. There are so many theories that it's Professor Oak.
It could be.
Yeah.
He's old. Well, I mean, okay, cartoon face drawn stuff. We don't exactly know what his age.
There's a lot of
look like.
There's multiple times when Pokemon intentionally made like sexual innuendos about Ash's mom and Professor Oak. Like there's one episode in particular where like he's just like Ash calls his mom or something, and Ash is like, "Oh, you're there too, Professor Oak," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm helping your mom bake apple pies," or something stupid like that. And you're like, "Yeah, bake apple pies, Professor
kids,
Oak."
So we don't know that.
We don't know that.
Baking apple pies.
No.
You know? Yeah. We don't know that crap. We are innocent. Okay. How about... Okay, you barely played this game a little bit this year.
Okay.
Watch Dogs Legion.
He
barely played it, and he's already talking crap about it. So why don't you tell us?
I like the Watch Dogs series. You
like it?
I love Assassin's Creed. I haven't played Far Cry, so I wouldn't say that I'm a huge Ubisoft fan, but I do appreciate Ubisoft's work. As far as Legion goes, I could not get connected. It just wasn't my game. For the main sense that with Watch Dogs, the second one.
Yeah, Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, like I could get connected to the characters. I could get connected to the story that was happening. You know, it felt like there was a sense of progression. Like this is the direction I had to go.
Yeah.
And like I loved the characters, and I wanted to interact with the characters and get to know more about them. You know, especially Wrench. I fucking loved Wrench.
Yes, he was an awesome character. I love him.
But with Watch Dogs Legion, I think that what they were trying to sell as the high point ended up being the low point for me, which is the fact that you could recruit anybody. Because then it's like, oh, everybody in the world is a master hacker. We all know this information somehow.
Yeah.
You know, it takes away from the magic of the hacking, in my opinion. Like, once it's common knowledge, it's no longer a superpower.
Yeah.
You know, what's his name? He's from The Incredibles. He's the evil dude.
The evil dude from The Incredibles? Oh my god, I'm blanking it.
You know who I'm talking about, though. The dude with the swirly hair. And... Syndrome!
Oh, Syndrome! Yeah,
Syndrome.
Yeah. Okay.
So, when taking his... Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the curl top. Okay. Yeah.
Taking his quote there, when everyone's super, no one is. And that's how I felt with Watch Dogs Legion. It was just like, there wasn't a lot of super to it. And also in the sense that I could not connect to the characters as much.
Yeah.
And the beginning of the story did not hook me. Like, it was like, oh, hey, this cool thing happened. Super, like, it seemed like spy agent thing. Bam! And suddenly...
Stuff gets blown up.
Yeah, stuff gets blown up. And then, like, you're supposed to try and save the city.
Yeah.
But everybody secretly wants to save it, but they're not doing anything about it. You know, like... I mean... To me, I see like it as a lot of activism, like you're trying to get the community involved into it.
Yeah. And
it's less of like you being like the Robin Hood. You know what I mean? I think that's what I liked about it. You're less of a Robin Hood, more of an activist.
Okay.
You know. So
that makes sense. That's a good way of saying it.
Yeah. I'm definitely not a fan of Watch Dogs Legion. Sorry, Ubisoft, but I'd do something a little bit different next time.
Yeah. Have you like looked at like any reviews on them, or did you just like it's just my opinion? And
no, like I haven't, but it's one of those games that it just kind of came out and it just got swept under the rug because nobody was really paying attention to it. I guess like we were like, oh hey, this is cool, and then Jacksepticeye streamed it and played it. He
streamed it like a couple of times.
Yeah, and it was like that's cool.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That's all it was left at. It was like that kind of like thing where it's like, that's a neat trick, and then they would just move on. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like it really stuck.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And I can see why. So I don't say that I would give it a bad review. I would give it a mild review because there was potential, and I did not commit myself. But...
So would you, like, commit yourself after this? Like, if I told you should play it this weekend, will you actually sit down and play it and then give your honest review?
If we owned it? Yeah, probably.
I am not... Boy. Not if we owned it, crap. You still even haven't finished Watch Dogs 2.
Gamefly.
Oh. Gamefly, sponsor us, please.
Gamefly, sponsor us. I like games.
We do like games.
But, no, like... Yeah, I'd probably give it a try if I actually just wanted to like eventually motivate myself to play it. But at this point in time,
I'm gonna send it back if you're gonna be like this. Just be like, I have to motivate. Okay, fine. It's going in the mailbox.
No, so like honestly, this is how it ranks in my brain. Like, yes, I would play it, but I'd rather play Assassin's Creed because I got to finish that. And we have the other two that we got to get to. And if I get the chance to play Valhalla, I'm going to play Valhalla.
Valhalla looked really good, though. Like, I understand, like, you know, people are still, like, or maybe not still, because I was listening to Ethan and Wade talk about Assassin's Creed, and they're just like, it's not quite the same. It is different, but it just doesn't have that hype. Yeah. But like, I've seen like other people play, and they're just like, I'm having a good time with it. So I think it just depends on the person too.
I agree. I think Assassin's Creed has always been a genre in itself. Like, you're either gonna like it. Yeah, you're gonna like it or you're not.
Yeah.
You know, and because not everybody likes the sneaky, stealthy, like.
I mean, it's cool. It is cool, you know. Yeah. If you had the guts to do it, and obviously sometimes I don't. When I first played it, like, I didn't really get far into it before like the disc like did something and I couldn't play it anymore.
Yeah.
And I never gave it a shot since then, you know. And then now that you're kind of like bringing it back, then I'm just like, oh, this is really fun.
Yeah. Quick update to that too. The game that she didn't finish but she started was Assassin's Creed, the third one.
Yeah.
3. Which is, well, technically the third one. It was...
it says
it is the third one.
Yeah, it says Assassin's Creed 3.
They like did Assassin's Creed 1, they did Assassin's Creed 2, and then they branched off on 2 like 3 or 4 times before actually getting to 3. Oh. So sometimes I get confused because they have Brotherhood, they have... Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, but that would be like Brotherhood, you know?
Yeah. So, no, it's Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
And it is probably the best one, in my opinion. Though...
We haven't finished the other ones, though.
Ezio's really good. His story's really good.
You haven't finished this yet. So, let's do the hand first and finish up... What is it, Origin? No, it wasn't Origins. It wasn't Origins? The desert one?
If we're doing it in like the chronological from when they were released, not chronological time-wise, which is what I want to do. Like, I want to do release-wise. It's going to be the Ezio.
That's fine. You know, I just want you to finish one of them. Just
so it's Ezio's first.
Ezio.
It's Assassin's Creed 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think it's Brotherhood, which comes in that little package that we got.
Yeah.
And then after that, it is Origins, and then it's Oracle.
No, Odyssey.
Yeah.
There's no Oracle.
Then Odyssey.
Then Valhalla.
Yeah, then Valhalla. Odyssey being the Spartan one.
Yeah. I was kind of like interested on that too because there's a female character, so.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah. So I like that because, again, it just like, it opens doorways to a lot of like what ifs things about like history, and I'm kind of like a history nerd to begin with. Mm-hmm. Whenever there's like references to history stuff, I'm kind of like, ooh.
You get like all hyped up on that crap, and I'm just like, okay.
I will literally restart my game.
I like the sex jokes.
I'm going to, at one point in time, restart Assassin's Creed so that I can hug Leonardo da Vinci. I am so disappointed that I missed the freaking action command to hug Leonardo da Vinci.
We're gonna talk, you know, I could just walk away from this, and that was...
I felt so bad. I love Leonardo da Vinci, and he was like ready to go in for a hug. Yeah.
And he was just like...
And I left him hanging. I felt so bad. I felt so bad. I felt like an asshole.
There, it's okay.
As far as like favorite characters in Assassin's Creed, Leonardo's going to be like definitely high up there for me.
Yeah, he's like a different character. He's not what I expect.
Yeah.
You know, but it's still fun to be like, oh, what could they have been? What would be their personality?
Yeah.
And just play along with it. I do like that imagination at work. Or maybe they did some like investigation on his history and maybe see how he was, but I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I would like to see Ubisoft, if you're listening, I'd like to see some more like recent history, because as we go like farther into the future, obviously the past is becoming more distant.
Yeah.
So like I'd like to see something more modern. It doesn't have to be like
No.
Like World War II-esque, but honestly, that might not be a bad idea. We can get some, like,
no, actually,
Einstein in there, you know?
World War II would actually probably be a good one.
It would be a good one now that I think about it. Like,
it would be.
You could even play into it, be like, oh, it was actually the assassins that killed Hitler all along, you know? Like, oh, he killed himself.
That.
Wink,
I
wink.
would love that.
Yeah. Who doesn't want to assassinate Hitler? I mean, come on, guys. Ubisoft, hit me up with that.
So we don't... I don't know if you want to talk about this, though. Okay, well, we're going to continue on with it. We don't own Cyberpunk, but...
we had to review everything that went on with it. And
yes.
We are going to do a proper review when we actually own the game, but we are going to wait till we get the system first.
Yeah.
And right now, it is near impossible to get the system, even if we could afford it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the best way to explain my experience with it so far is I've heard about a lot of good things. Like, people are like, the people at my work that own it, which is virtually everyone, because I work in a tech industry, everybody that owns it says, like, they're not coming to work and saying, like, oh my gosh, this happened, and this happened, and did you get this? And, you know, they're not bragging about it. They're not bringing it up every day. Mm-hmm. Like, if I had a friend of mine that played Ghost of Tsushima, like, I would be fucking talking about it every single day. But no, like, it's not...
nobody's talking about it.
No. Like, in bypassing, they'll be like, hey, did you find this gun? Yeah, I did. I use this one instead. Oh, okay. And that's really about it. Yeah.
That sounds...
it's like casual talk.
Man, that doesn't sound really great, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, the hype behind it, like, the players that are playing it aren't, like, astonished by it, but they're not disappointed. Like, I think that the greatest review of it was the one that I read where they said, you know what? Go into this with an open mind, because if you go into it thinking it's the game you're going to want it to be, it's not going to be. Mm-hmm. But if you go into it, like, open-minded and ready to play a game, you'll find something great. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, just don't go in with the expectation of what you know what the game's going to be like when you haven't even played it yet.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like the downfall of that, though.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's going to be super amazing.
Yeah.
And the tech is going to be outstanding, and you could do so much stuff, yada, 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 but it got hit with a lot of bugs.
Yeah, and also,
it doesn't
like...
look that great.
Yeah, like, the expectation, too, was like, oh, this is going to be a great story game, and, like, it's going to have, like, a whole bunch of customization and combat, and, you know, it might still have some of those things in it, but from what I've heard, it's not as story-centered as they kind of played it out to be.
So, yes, I've heard about that, you know, because Jacksepticeye has said something along the lines of it that doesn't have, like, a story. So, would there be, like, a game that comes into your head that's kind of, like, similar to what you're talking about? It's not, like, a story. There is a story, but it's not, like, it's the important. Can you think of...
like, a game that has a story, but the story is, like, downplayed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that there's probably one, and I'm trying to think about it. Anthem. No, I wouldn't say Anthem, because Anthem downplayed everything.
Ooh.
And that's not as true, sadly.
Yeah.
The gameplay was still good. Like, it was fun to play the mechs, but yeah. Anyways, we're moving on before I go into another tangent, because I was about to. Honestly, I'm gonna have to think about that for a second. What about you?
If any?
What's your review on it? Yeah.
Oh, my review on it. Again, like, you know, I've been watching, like, Jack play it, but he hasn't played it in a while, so that kind of tells me, like, maybe he's not enjoying it.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just wants to play on his own off camera, because he did that with Ghost of Tsushima. He said, like, you know, he got, like, the package from them and the game and everything. And he's just like, but I'm going to play it by myself. I want to enjoy it. He loved it, you know.
I think that's honestly a good game to do that with. Because, like, if I was a streamer, I would not want to have, like, the talking and, like, the connection with people while I'm doing it. Not for the sense that I want to be a hermit, because I am. But for the sense that, like... I'd want to take less time talking and, like, focusing on other things, and more time just focusing on just the game, because it is so beautiful.
Yeah,
you
an
could
experience.
Yeah, you could literally just like, it's one of the few games that I feel like I could walk through most of the game, like without just like auto running, because that's the normal speed that I take in a game. Yeah, Skyrim, for example. Like, yeah, don't just sprint to every location. Like, I'd actually want to walk to some places, as in Ghost of Tsushima, because it's just so good.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Very beautiful. Yeah.
I would give credit for that.
Yeah.
And I think I got in on like at the wrong time during the stream, but I didn't really see the customization, so I didn't know like what that kind of looks like. I believe there was like well, obviously because there's like nudes in it, you're gonna see yourself completely naked.
Yeah.
And honestly, I kind of want to see that. I want to see what I look like. I'm completely fine with that. It's just a body.
It's that I think that's the real hitting point for like some people that play video games. Like, we've all seen it. We're adults, like we're given customization options, and when you give us an option to like customize private parts and you don't cover it, we're like, oh, that's a penis. Okay, like that's it. I don't care. Like, yeah.
I think it just kind of depends on the maturity of the person too, because people would be funny about it and people would not.
And also the same turn of events too. Like, it also says, it opens up like the Deadpool argument. Whereas, hey, this is a mature film, don't bring your fucking children. Even Deadpool has to say at the beginning of the film,
and they still don't
listen. Yeah, like, don't do it, people. Don't bring your child into a movie like that. Don't be that parent. Don't be embarrassed.
Play the rated M games in your room with the door locked and by yourself, please.
Yes.
Just be responsible, that's all.
Yeah. So I mean, like, as long as we're mature enough to like recognize that, I don't see why they don't do that in more games, because I really wouldn't care.
See, here's my little experience on that, though, okay? I played Red Dead Redemption, and I think that I was, like, in high school, or maybe just a little bit after.
Yeah, the banging session.
The banging session. I didn't know how the banging session worked. I didn't know you could be so vocal in the banging section. So... I was a little bit shocked, and I had to turn my volume down because I didn't know that crap was coming up, and I still lived with my mom. So I don't need to hear a lady yelling, "Oh, Mexico!" And I'm just like, oh my god. My face is all flustered. I'm so sorry, Ben.
Oh boy. I mean, yeah. And I don't even know like that portion of like Cyberpunk either, because I know that you can woo people and like.
Oh, I'm still totally wooing people. Don't get me wrong on that. I'm still doing that.
I mean, yeah, that's.
I do it to like every video game. If any game out there has a wooing section, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Call it.
Like, for me, I think the drawing point for Cyberpunk is going to be like. Normally I would have said like the story, but I'm lowering my expectations of the story and saying like it's more going to be the ride. Like, I'm going to be in for it. When I play Cyberpunk, I'm going to be playing Cyberpunk because I just want to play Cyberpunk. And because I want to have fun. We should just
go in blindly and just... Yeah. We're not expecting much, and maybe that would make the game better.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't want to go into it saying like, oh, I want a really good story game, or oh, I expect the combat to be super innovative and cool.
And I like the stories.
And I think that's why it fell flat.
Yeah.
It was because a lot of people were just like, oh, this didn't meet my expectations because they made this wild idea in their head of what it was going to be.
Want to know like Keanu Reeves' character? Because I'm like it's because like that's like a cool idea too. Like, oh, we'll throw in Keanu Reeves and like, oh, so what does his character do? Yeah. You know, I want to know what that's about. But yes, I like my stories.
Yeah.
Not so much on the action, but it kind of depends on it too. But yeah, I think we just have to go in there blindly and just like, okay, just block everybody out, all the reviewers, you know, the streamers and everything, and just play and just let's try to enjoy it.
Yeah. I think that summarizes basically like the 2020 review and then the 2021 hopefuls. So,
well, a little bit of 2021 hopefuls, but we'll discuss that in the next episode where we will talk about upcoming games.
Ooh, yes. So, don't be surprised if Cyberpunk makes the list because again, we don't have it.
Yes, we don't have it. We're poor. We got priorities that we need to do first, but yes, it will.
Gamefly sponsor us,
please. So, thank you so much for joining us. And if you like our content, please subscribe and give us a like button too.
Like and subscribe and...
comment. Just say hi. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, comment. Say hi. Like, quite literally, you could just put 2 letters. I don't care. Also, feel free to like ask questions or comments and stuff though, because we are going to be actively like communicating with the fan base or the people who are watching this. So I mean, even if it's something as stupid as, "Hey, do you like avocados?" I will let you know my opinion on avocados, but I won't tell you here because you have to ask. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.